on YouTube. I just got done doing a live stream on Amazon. Let me get things set up here a little bit. They're just a little bit different. The camera angle's different, so welcome everybody. Any questions you got on robot vacuum cleaners? Oh, I guess I can move in a little bit. So I'm going to do it real quick. Thursday night football is getting ready to start. Any questions? Let me get to the chat. Well, I've got to share a link. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second here. Well, I didn't share my link. So, yeah, can you see everything okay? So we're going to get started here. I'm going to do a question A real quick before I go watch football tonight. Huh. There it is. I found it. All right. Sorry about that. I can see the chat now. Okay, here we go. Any questions on robot vacuum cleaners? So the Mova P10 Pro is at an amazing price. $399 on Amazon. I think I even saw it maybe at $379 on Walmart. Don't quote me on that, but that's. So this is my robot vacuum cleaner of the year. I haven't seen this price since a year ago. That's when I bought it, because that's when it hit me like a ton of bricks going, this thing's $400 and it's got all these advanced features. That's an amazing robot. So hopefully my audio is okay and everything. If somebody could just give me a thumbs up in the chat, let me know everything's good. So any questions? I've got all the robots here. Any questions on robot vacuum cleaners? Again, Mova P10 Pro, absolutely amazing. I love it. It's working. Awesome. Thanks. Any questions? So $399 for the Mova P10 Pro. I didn't know we were going to see this low of a price. That's pretty cool. All the advanced features that the more expensive robots have. I don't know how to say this. Side brush that extends, mop pads that raise up and down, carpet sensor. You should probably upgrade to the tri-cut brush. Yeah, it has an internal water tank. The base station washes the mop pads with hot water, dries them with hot air. A lot of robots don't do that. So this was just a surprise Q&A. It's 6 o'clock. I just got off the Amazon live stream. Those are super easy to do. You can't say on Amazon, you can't say a whole lot. You can't talk about your YouTube channel, and you've got to keep it very just about Amazon and about the products on the carousel there. So I can talk about anything tonight. That's why I love being on YouTube. It's a lot easier. So I worked really hard Monday and Tuesday. I did have some advance notice. They do give out some lists, but we have to keep confidential on pricing and stuff. And I saw something about the Mova P10 Pro is going to be 300 or 400 bucks on today. I was like, wow. Oh man. And that's why it's my pick of the year. Even at 600 bucks, it's my pick still. So when we can save 200 bucks on a robot vacuum cleaner, it's just, I love it. And then I've got the Edge. This is the lowest I've seen on the Edge. I don't know that I've ever seen the Edge. They are really trying to compete. When robot manufacturers compete, we win. Okay, first question, Victor Martin. I've been awesome. So to question first, does the difference between the Dream L10S Ultra and the Dream? Yeah, okay. The Dream L10S is an older robot. Now, don't pay more than 300 bucks for it. The Pro is better. The Pro is pretty much, they call it the Heat. I always called it the Heat. It doesn't have a side, it's pretty much like a Mova P10 Pro, except it doesn't have a side brush that extends. It doesn't have a camera, which the L10S, the old-fashioned one, does have a camera. The mop pads lift higher. This one's only 7 millimeters on the $300 P10. This one is just like your Mova P10 Pro, lifts them 10 millimeters. So this is kind of the more modern standard design. The dust bags are different. The base station's a little bit bigger for the Pro. I do think it's worth getting the Pro. But for 300 bucks, this is a pretty good deal too. It is just older, but it works. Again, the mop pads, everything's just kind of a little bit smaller on the robot. You can see them side. Even the robot's just a little bit smaller, although it doesn't look smaller. But it has LiDAR navigation, works really well. I hope that helped. Yeah, boy, these prices, and it's like we're not having to wait till Black Friday. We're all going to be busy on Black Friday, watching football games or something. You can just get your best robot. I don't know that the prices will be any better on Black Friday. They may. Here it is, Thursday, November 20th. I know Walmart had their Black Friday before this one. I didn't see anything too earth-shattering. It was kind of a miss in my opinion. Thanks. All right, Mova P10 Pro or Dream L40? This is a great question. I am now only telling people to get the Mova P10 Pro. Now, don't get mad at me. I recommended both for a very long time. And my sister has the Dreamy L40 and a friend from church has the Dreamy L40. And I just became aware of minor problems they're having with the mop pads attaching and detaching. Now, my sister her husband was able to get it fixed. And my friend from church, he was just having generic mop pads that didn't fit right. So that fixed his problem. But that kind of led me to think, it is a high returned item on Amazon, which tells you a lot. I think it's because of the mop detach. I think more people have problems with that. I'm guessing, but I think people are having problems with the mops attaching and detaching. It's an easy fix. You just go down there and attach them yourself. So when they're the same, I don't think that feature is worth kind of a hassle. That was a generation 1 of detach. I think they've got that figured out now on the later models. It's different now how they do it. So hope that answers your question. Even though they're the same price, I'm only recommending the Mova P10 Pro. It's not because I have an affiliation with Mova. I'm not paid for this video. I'm not paid by Mova. I just actually told because at the time my sister wanted one, the Dream L40 was the only one on sale. And I was like, no big deal, just get that. So I kind of wish I told her to get the Mova V50 or the Mova P10 Pro. I got to turn the AC down. It just kicked up. Okay, I'm here to answer questions. Oh, I love the Dream X50. Absolutely love the Dream X50. Now, what do we see in the price? The Dream X50 is 800 bucks. This is a complete, comes with like $200 worth of stuff. This is the quietest mopping robot. But if you don't need the leap wheels, if you don't need to go over tall thresholds, it's a premium robot and it has a higher price tag because of those leap wheels. So Any other questions on the V50? Oh no, I'm sorry, the X50. Is that the P50 you're talking about? Let me know. The P50 I'm not super high on now. There's basically this Edge S5V, or yeah, is taking the place of the P50. I agree. $399 for the Mova P10 Pro is amazing. No Amazon. Okay, sorry. I do have links in this video straight to Walmart. Their return policy, they both have a good return policy now till after the end of the year, till in January. Hope that helps. Mova P10 Pro or P50. I'm not a super big fan of the P50 right now. I mean, just if you're wanting to upgrade, the Roborock Q-Revo Edge S5A is kind of worth the upgrade. Other than that, I wouldn't get the P50 over the P10 Pro. Yeah, it doesn't clean $180 better. For a home with a baby, cluttered floors, I get it, long hair, is the Dream X40 Ultra. It is to choose. Yeah, the X40, what's it down to now? I got it over there on the list. It's $499, and the Q-Revo Max V, that's kind of an older robot too. You're getting into some older robots. You really want a heavy discount on the Curve. I love. I think you might have a little bit better time with the Curve, even though it's more expensive. It's like 2x. So probably get the X40. Do you have a current favorite? Mop rollers. If I had to pick one, it would be the Dream Aqua 10 Ultra. So I had the one without the Ultra. They took a bunch of stuff out of it, lowered the price down to $900. If you use again, go to my website, justadadapproved.com. That's where you'll see, I got my list. I'm looking at them right now. I spent 2 days coming up with that list, and it was, every year it gets harder. But once I made that list, and you can see that on my website, justadadapproved.com, it just becomes super clear where the buys are. I've got probably over 100 robots listed with all their sale prices, and then boop, 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 there's the buys. So let me talk about the mop. Sorry, I had the belch. Mop rollers. They're generation 1 in my opinion. So definitely not I'm sorry. Whew. That was very unexpected. I didn't even eat anything or anything. Mop rollers. They're generation 1 right now. So don't get the Narwhal Flow, the iRobot 705. I mean, it's just big and loud. They had super big problems. They're kind of fixed now. The Z60, I've got it right over here. It's okay, but I've heard some people in the comments talk about this navigation thing. They don't navigate the best. Now, they're not like early generation Roombas or anything, but when you see these other ones navigate and they're just doing everything great, the mop rollers are kind of like, they're kind of like jerky a little bit, and they're kind of like wandering a little bit. So I consider mop rollers right now generation 1. They are onto something. They're just not smooth, and they've got a cover that I did have one kind of catch a bunch. So the only one I'm recommending is the Dream D10 or the Dream Aqua 10 Ultra. It's at my home right now. It's undergoing, the Dream D10 or the Aqua 10 is undergoing my 3 months test. It's doing okay. Okay. What about so the Eufy I saw went down to $600, did it? I just had too many, I had a feeling that it's just off a little bit. When it was dripping that water when I first got it, but they did fix it. They turned what water it uses way down, which at first I was like, oh, that's bad, but mop rollers don't need to use a whole bunch of water, so I'm thinking, no, that's not too bad. But then my unit did fail, the mop roller, and Eufy did fix it, so, but the fix was kind of, I sent the whole thing and they only sent the robot back, and so it ended up being this month-long process. But again, they were very good on the support side. I'm not, I just had some bad experiences with it. I think it's just a skip. The Eufy S1 was kind of good, had some lacking features with carpet and that, but its mop roller just seemed to be kind of figured out and worked. This one seemed just a little off to me. So maybe I'm going to get the Eufy S2 Pro, I think it is. Yeah, we see stuff, but we never see it released. Dyson's the worst. I don't know when we'll see that Dyson robot. I stopped looking. Can you refill the solution cartridge? Oh, sorry. Apologies if you already shared a favorite between the P10. You know, you just can't beat the price on the P10 Pro. I do love the QRevo S5A. Now, is that the Edge S5A? Yeah. They make an S5V, which uses cold water, but it has the split brush. But the Edge S5A, you know, it does have a better design for this. This brush roller is a split brush dual roller that actually works very well. Other than that, I'd get the Mova P10 Pro. All right, can you refill the solution cart? Yeah, you know, the manufacturers are never going to say I typically don't even use these solution tanks. I just put my Shark Vac Mop solution in the clean water tank. It's easy. At first I thought it was kind of a pain, but it's really not. I got my solution right there. Every time I fill it up, I put some solution in and it's good. That way I know the mixture ratio. I know it's going in the robot and on the floor and in the cleaning. When it's only in here, they don't tell us a whole lot. Put a curve in my cart. Awesome. I do. You're going to love it. It gets into, I like to say, it's like it gets into trouble because it can go in such low places. Cool. Okay. I agree with that. Always think about, you know, and if you're hesitant, get the P10 Pro. It's $400. It's half the price of the CurveX. You're not going to feel, I mean, it's going to do a great job and you're going to feel like you got a steal. I don't know how else to say it. The CurveX is going to do a great job, but you didn't pay, like when I buy them for like $1,200, $1,400. I paid the full price. So at least you're going to be getting a good deal, but it's still $850. How's the Aqua-Tin doing in my home? It's getting stuck in a few areas that normal robots don't because it's kind of taller. But there is something with this navigation. It's not smooth. And I've been seeing other people leave comments that it uses battery more because it's Now, it maps your house the same. The app is the same. It's just when it's moving and when it goes up against your wall and you'll find it kind of spinning sometimes. It just seems a little off. Do you have any links for supplies? So Google my name, Just a Dad, Roborock QRevo Edge S5A. It's going to bring up all my videos, or you can even do it in the YouTube channel, or you can do it on my YouTube homepage. I just have 6,000 videos. It gets pretty tricky. So Google Just a Dad and the robot name. It's going to bring up all the videos for that robot, and you should find the maintenance. You can Google the word maintenance also, and that maintenance video has all the links. It's got my tools, the solutions. It's just a go-to. It's just a great place to go to. And on the Mova P10 Pro, I have a video, what are the best upgrades. And so the best upgrade is the tri-cut brush and the odor control in the tank. That's a pretty cool deal I did. They have, it works. This tank's had water in it for I don't know how long. There's a cartridge you can put down in the dirty water tank where you don't have to put, it just keeps the dirty water tank from smelling. It's like $12. I have a video just on that. It's called an upgrade for the Mova P10 Pro, and it works really good. It comes from overseas. I don't know why we can't have it here in the United States. Is it really bad for us? I don't know. Okay. I went with the, that was strange. That QRevo S was very strange. It went down to a super low price. I recommended it. It's a good robot. They just stopped making it or something. I knew they came out with a whole new series. So I don't know why the QRevo S fell out of favor with robot. It's a good robot. It's just a very basic robot. But they lowered the price extremely lower and then it became a buy. So if you're going to buy that one, that's got to be under $400. And I don't know what happened to it. I still have mine. I just don't see it for sale anymore. So you can get yeah, that is pretty cool. Double the feature. Yeah, I know. When that Q Revo S came out, I did recommend it. It was super cheap. But boy, once that price goes up, it's not a recommend. Nope, P10, I don't think it comes in black. Now, don't be, they don't scuff up. I've had black robots and white robots. This one has quite a bit of testing. They don't get scuffed up and look bad. I don't think the UV light affects them. I don't know that for sure. And the black ones, if anything, I think the black ones might show the scuffs more because I have white trim. So, yeah, it's definitely old. Yeah, even that QV35A is cold water, cold air. Nothing moves out to the, there's no moving like brush roller. It's very basic. But it is down to 350. But it's worth paying the $50 more to get them over P10 Pro. So that's my concern with any of the robots they have. Yeah, kitchen cabinets. I don't know what to tell you about kitchen cabinets. I struggle with that too. The Mova P10 Pro is going to do the best. It's just got kind of like a smaller design. It doesn't have, when they start getting more advanced with the LiDARs going up and down, they typically don't like to go under that that toe kick area on cabinets. The more advanced they get, the more they struggle with that. Oh yeah, I could have 3 Mova P10 Pros on the same app. You just name them different and you'll know exactly they're different. You can have as many as you want on that app. Same with Roborock. When you first log in, it's got all the Roborock robots that I have, and then you just click on the one you want to go to. So yeah, I do recommend if you're going to have more than one robot, just get the same. That way you can use the same app, you learn it, you become an expert at that app, and then it controls all your robots. That card, yeah, I think it works on the Aqua 10. I don't know for sure. I think it does though, because I saw in the Aqua 10 it's got those brackets to hold it. How about the stick floor cleaners? I would like. Oh yeah, the Mova X4. I've tested. These wet dry floor mops, they're getting crazy. They're kind of getting like robots. It's the wild, wild west. So I'm going to demystify these wet dry floor mops, if that's what you're talking about. And the prices range from Tinaco's have $1,000 ones to Shark Ninja has like one for $160. That's a good one, the Shark Messmaster. Very basic, kind of older, but it works. But the best one I recommend is the Mova X4. It shoots hot water out and it mops with hot water. And it dries the mop at, it's just for $350, go to my website, justadadapproved.com, and I have a section just for wet dry floor mops, and it's my number one. That Tinaco 1 floor, I've had that Stretch 6. It's okay. I think the Mova is better, X4. Does the Edge S5A, I'm not sure. I don't know about the suction power. Were you on my Amazon live stream? I think that was the same question. Sorry, I can't answer that better. Why did they stop? I don't know. Why did they stop making the Q Revo Master? It's got an older design. It's got the dual brush roller design, which I think they stole from iRobot. It's kind of like the 2 brush rollers that are like right next to each other. They're just going to this new design, this split brush dual roller design. So that older design does get a lot of hair wrap. So this design is the way to go. I wouldn't waste my money on the older stuff unless they just slash the price, but I don't think they're going to. Okay. How's your new Aqua 10? Yeah, the new Aqua 10 Ultra is doing good. It's not leaking. Navigation is just off a little bit. Do the roller mops do a better job actually mop? They do. If you've got the L50 and you're happy with it, don't upgrade. We're just under this illusion that mop rollers just mop the dirt up, put it in the dirty water tank, and they just go along their merry way. They don't. They smear. Now, they do a better job of cleaning, but that mop roller doesn't get perfectly clean when it goes around and picks up that mud, and then they're better for, if you have a wet mess, mop roller is the best. But the dirty water cartridge, that's going to be, search my video, the Mova P10 Pro upgrade. It'll be in the description. It's also on my website. I just added it. Sorry. JustADadApproved.com, my website. There's a section for maintenance and parts and stuff. So I added it to that section. JustADadApproved.com. Hello. Nero Game. I think the S5B would be an upgrade version of the Master. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you so much. It's much, awesome. Glad to help. They mop better for sure, but are not as well rounded in terms of battery life. I agree with that. They do mop better, but boy, there's just something about that mop roller mechanism. It doesn't get super close to the wall. It doesn't do a good job when it's turning. Spinning mop pads just seem to mop floors better. They're just more, they're designed, that design works better for going up against the wall, for going around things. Are there any key settings? Oh, I typically do more water than it says. But it's just so easy to tell the Clean Genius or whatever the AI is that does the cleaning. That's just easier instead of going in and fine tuning. But I do find when I add more water, but I don't have real shiny floors. I need to get some shiny floors in the studio. I'm seeing that this could be a potential problem with robots, like a floor that's just like marble. I guess a lot of people have that. And robots can leave a streak on that. So I don't have floors that I ever see streaks on. So I turn the water way up and they mop really good. Because like I said, I used to work on airplanes, on corporate jets, and we had to mop the floor. We would work on it, make a mess, but you had to keep that floor clean, these $1 million jets. And I was mopping every night with just a traditional mop. And we would just get it wet. Like you get the mop wet, you do a dry mop at the end, but you cleaned with a wet mop. I know there's this, we want to clean with less water, but I found using more water seemed to do better. Yeah, are there any, so key settings, just more water. You can have it vacuum before it mops. I do like that setting. Do you have to pay to ask? No, ask when you want. This is free. I see you, Nero. I can't see your name. The L50 is goated minus retractable lighter. Yeah, the L50 is, you would hope it'd be just super cheaper because they took the LiDAR. It's fixed. I think there might be just a small difference in the thresholds, but it does have the same robotic feet in that threshold mechanism. But can you review two? I did. The compactor, I got a review on it. Oh, the one without the mop pad? Well, it's okay. It's kind of big, and it just, I'm sure if it has a mop pad, does it have a carpet sensor? Or it's not going to raise and lower the mop pad. Trust me, this $399 price point for a mopping robot is, you're not going to find, the Dream L10S is $300, but that's the bare minimum for a mopping robot is $300. Nope, Narwhal, I don't like Narwhal. I hate to say it. I've had, it isn't a one-off either. It isn't just because, I had this one bad experience with Narwhal. There's just been a consistent, there's three things with Narwhal that I'm off a little bit on them. First off, they overhype their products. And I don't know exactly how they do that. I think they send out a lot of free products. And the videos are real hypey, like over exaggerating what they do, which okay, they all kind of do that, but Narwhal seems to be more aggressive in that area. B, they did reach out to me to leave a 5-star review. They didn't know I was a YouTuber, but I did buy my product off Amazon. Maybe I bought it off Narwhal site. Either way, they knew what I bought when I bought, and they wanted to pay me for a 5-star review on Amazon. I'm like, Amazon does not approve of that at all. And as soon as I said that, they hung up. Now, again, they didn't know I was a YouTuber. They didn't know any of that. But are they calling people for 5-star reviews? And then this whole customer experience with the Narwhal Flow, I went 2 weeks past the 30-day window. They're not going to return it. I get that. So then I said, it's got problems. It gets stuck on a little piece of black carpet. I mean, it would be one thing if it avoided it, but it just gets stuck on it. And like, I come in the morning, it's just sitting there on a piece of carpet, like, and I was always constantly finding it. It doesn't avoid stuff. So I was at least expecting them to let me send it in for repair and see if something was wrong with it. But nope, they're like, future updates are hopefully going to fix those issues, kind of a broad statement. So, all right, let's get off that. Sorry, I missed it. What's better for hardwood floors, mop? Well, I'm not really recommending a mop roller, so mop pads. The Mova P10 Pro. Thanks for all the info. I'm really happy with the L50. Awesome. I'm glad you're happy with it. Hello from Australia. Awesome. I get a lot of people from Australia. It just blows my mind. I'm from a small town in Illinois, and to think that I can put a video out, and not only does it reach America, it goes to these other countries. I grew up when there was 3 to 4 stations and you turned them, there was no remote control. So I love that we're able to do this nowadays. So hello, I want to go see Australia. I see the Dream L. That L20 is a big robot. Now, it's an okay robot. It's loud. The base station's really big. I would get the Gen 2. Yep, I would get the Gen 2 over the L20 because the base station's just too big. My L50 is very loud on some floors. Otherwise, I love it. Wooden floors vibrate, and then it goes fast. Does yours do good with dog hair? Oh, it's super with dog hair. Good. I know there's some issues with clumping with that brush roller design. Any good robots that also work? No, I don't. Well, I've got the DJI Romo in the other room that I can't plug in because it's 220 volts. But it's almost $2,000. I bought it. I got a voltage regulator. I'm going to try to get it to work. Big mistake. I get caught up in the hype. I see all the TikTok and Instagram videos, the DJI Romo, and I Google it and I click on the first site I saw, and I thought it was an American site, but they just shipped me in a Chinese one. I don't know if it's going to work. I might have got, so. Sorry, I can't recommend 220 volt robots. But, I recently went to the Great Britain website. I changed my location. They have a lot of the same models. If it's the same model and it's working off 220 volts, it's the same robot, I think. It had the same nomenclature. Hope that helps. Hey, planning to buy my mom, well, $300. I bought my mother-in-law the Dream L10S. Now there's 3 of these. This is the first generation. It's just the L10S Ultra. No other nomenclature. It's older, but it works. My mother-in-law has this at her house right now. She's had it for over a year. She loves it. I've tried to upgrade her, but she won't. But this is $300. It has LiDAR navigation. The mop pads don't raise up super, only 7 millimeters, but it does have a carpet sensor. It does raise the mop pads. Suction's not the best. The dust bag's got kind of an older design. The docking station's a little bit older, but it's got clean water tanks and dirty water tanks. It's got all the modern features. It's just an older design. So if you're on a budget, that's the one to get. But boy, if you can spend a little bit more, The QV35A or even the E40 is 350. But boy, if you could just get up to the $400 price range, you get 3x the cleaning power over the L10S. When's football starting? 6:38. I love watching Thursday night football. Okay, hold on. I got a lot of questions. I'm gonna get to them. Dream L10S. Yep. Thanks for. I love when Dog Fan. You answered the question. Thank you. How long would you say the dirty water? I don't know. I think those beads dissolve. I think I'm gonna get probably from looking at it probably 4 or 5 months out of it. Ecovacs, I mean, I have given them, I've bought them. They just feel off to me. I don't know. When I have refined machines and I get an Ecovac, it's like, well, the app's a little different, and the robot just a little different. I give them a try. I just don't like them. I mean, I only have so much budget. I have to send those back because if I don't like them, I send them back, get my money back. Just wanted to say thank you. Awesome. I have my Roomba S9 go wonky. Q-Revo Curve. Boy, did you make a jump. From the Roomba S9 to the Curve X. Woo! You are going from like driving a horse to driving a car. Well, you know, Eufy E25. I know the Eufy E25 is down to $600. It's okay. I've had some problems with mine. Do I think it cleans the absolute best? I don't know. You know, it just seems a little off. The E28 is just too big and bulky of a spot cleaner. That thing will break your back. For pets in a carpet apartment, how much better is the V50? You know, no, just get if you live in an apartment, just get the P10 Pro. No, just get the P10 Pro. Does the V50 clean $500 more better than the P10 Pro? No. Does it? It probably cleans like $200 better. It just has some more advanced features. It can go over thresholds. Why P10 Pro? I absolutely love the P10 Pro. I mean, when it first came out with all the advanced features that we see, I'll just explain it. I mean, it has a side brush that extends, it has mop pads that extends up against the wall, camera, it has a dirt detection sensor in the base station. These are flagship features we're seeing in a $400 robot. You look at Roborock's $400 robot, it doesn't wash with hot water. This washes with hot water, dries with hot air, side brush extend, mop pads extend, and it just works. And it's got the Mova app. Yeah, I know. I had no idea it was going down to $400. These prices, I did not expect. I honestly expected $449 also. Don't beat yourself up. At $449, it's still an awesome buy. It's not worth boxing it up and all the hassle. You may get one broke out of the box. If you've got a Mova P10 Pro and you paid $450 and it's working, you're good. But it is a bummer. I agree. I didn't even know. No, I don't think the P50s, it's not super high on my list. When they dropped the price on this Edge S5A, it just took the place of the P50. Boy, I didn't know the L50 wheels were sounding hot. I did have a problem with my first L50, but it would go into like wheel stuck air, and I had to send it in for repair. They repaired it. Dream did repair it. It wasn't a hassle. It was longer. Takes a while, but if you're patient, they did a good job. Amazon said the P50 is newer. It might be newer, but I don't think it cleans better. Otherwise, yeah. Sorry, it's loud. Narwhal just released 2 new robots. I know. I only have so much budget. And I just, these robots are working. I can get I've bought the Narwhals and I get them, and then they're just off a little bit in my opinion. If I can look at the specs and I don't like their customer service, to be honest with you right now. Difference between the D20 Plus and the Pro. There are, this is the Pro. It's got a carpet sensor and it's got a brush that extends into the side, which I do like, but it's like $60 more or something. So is it worth, but I don't consider this a mopping robot. So it has a mop pad. Both of them, neither one of them raise or lower it. It just drags it. I do not recommend installing this and using it as a mop. Just take it off and leave it off. So in my opinion, since you're not using the mop pad, the one without the Pro doesn't have a carpet sensor, but you're not going to need that anyway. But it just doesn't have the side brush that extends into the corner, which, is it worth it? I'm not sure. No, probably not. The D20 without the Pro is the one to get because of price point. What are your thoughts on the Matic? Now, Matic, it's different. I wanted to like it. The dust bags are on board the robot. They were filling up pretty quick. And so then they're not expensive. They're only like $1.50 or something for each one, but I ran out of them and then I stopped using it. It doesn't go under stuff. Yeah. It's meant for just everyday cleaning, kind of in the general area. And it does a good job with that. If you're worried about privacy, it does a good job with privacy. And, it looks like a robot. Mova P10 Pro. Ooh, no, Mova P10 Pro. Well, that X40 is a good one. That's a stumper. No. Get the Mova P10 Pro. It's $100. Is the X40 worth $100 more? No. It's a good robot. It kind of reminds me of the P10 Pro. So, P10 Pro. Ecovac. Now, I know Ecovac X11. He doesn't honestly like. I haven't tested the X11. I think that I should go buy it right now. It's $1,000. It's on sale. But is it improved? I did the X8, X9. They didn't seem like they were stepping in the right direction. So, does the OG iRobot going busted? I know. I want iRobot to succeed. I mean, they're the Kleenex of the industry. When you say I want a Roomba, when you say I want a Kleenex, it's the brand is the name. I wish Amazon would have bought them. They would have just thrown a bunch of money at them and they would have just made great robots, but that didn't happen. But I don't know. They're behind on their robots. These companies are just going to put them out of business. I know people buy them just thinking they're getting, at least the newer ones have LiDAR navigation. They just don't have any features. Oh boy, lots of P10. Yeah, definitely the P10 over the L40. I'm not recommending the L40. I apologize for that. But I just had some people that I know have had some issues with the mop pad removing and not going back on. I'm new to robots, trying to decide between here in Australia, some models. I know. I told Mova, so I was on a phone call with Mova, and I said, Great Britain and Australia really want your robots bad. So if you live in Australia, get a Dreamy D or L10S Gen 2 or a Dreamy L10S Pro. Pretty comparable. Or a Roborock QRevo QV35A wouldn't be too bad if you can get the Edge S5V. Can the V10 go over? Is that the P10? Boy, the P10 can't. Most of these robots can't go over very tall if any threshold at all. Yeah, it saddens me too. I know. I'm rooting for Roomba. I've talked to some of those people. They're super nice. They reached out to me when I had that problem with their brand new mop roller Max 705. And it had a problem from the factory, which I think they should have caught that. Can you explain S5? Yeah. So the differences between the two Edges, I don't have the other, my son has the Edge, the more expensive one. So the more expensive one has chassis lift. It has a camera on the front. Is that it? That's about it. There might be other few minor things, but yeah, the regular Edge has threshold. It can lift its chassis to go. This one cannot lift its chassis to go over a threshold. Aqua 10 would be great, but leaks, yeah, the Edge. I mean, I understand the Edge is maybe getting my eye, but after something good at mopping and quiet. Ooh, so yeah. No. These, when you have the Q-Revo Edge do a mopping only event, you are going to be surprised. It is quiet. It's just not as quiet as the V50. It's not worth paying that extra money. This is a really good price. I forgot what price we're at. $549. Yeah, you're only paying. Yeah, it's not unless you want the camera. Curve. Oh, Z60. I get the Curve X. The Z60 I was right there. It's got a flaw. It's got a design flaw. And I told Mova that. They want to know my honest opinion on stuff. And I was like, this is a miss. Look at it auto empties through this little bitty port right there. The dustbin is right here. It has to go through a curve to get to there. And if it vacuums up a bunch of dog hair, it's going to get, it doesn't auto empty. Well, this one is, but in my testing, it did struggle in that area. Other than that, it's not too bad of a robot. Well, the base station I don't like. The base station gets really dirty. It washes the mop pad roller different. Beside robot bag inside between the I love the Mobius V50 and the Saros. The Saros 10R is a little long in the tooth now. Well, get the V50. Is the Mobius, you're going to pay $500 more for the Mobius? It's cool. I mean, this is cool. You know, and it's very well designed and it works. I thought the mop pads would be a lot more different. Like I thought, ooh, this is going to be a scrubber for big scrubbing action. This is going to be real soft for, maybe they are. It's just really hard to tell the difference. They look like cool colors, but, and then here's the videos we see all on the internet. Thump, 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 thump. I guess I got to start doing those videos where thump, 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 then you go on the next, but hey, this robot works good. I mean, and they got bigger tanks. I like it. It's got all the advanced features. Other than it didn't have dirt detection sensor. But this is a really good price. Didn't include any, yeah, Roborock doesn't put much in the box with the robot. Maybe a dust bag. Yeah, I wouldn't put Simple Green. I have a video on what solution to add to robot vacuum cleaners. Now, I was laughing there for Simple Green because I have a funny story about Simple Green. I had an old GMC S10 truck, and I would wash the engine bay with Simple Green because I was an aircraft mechanic, and we learned about this stuff, works really well. And I would just spray my engine bay, completely cover it. I did that for about 6 months. And then I'm going down the interstate one day, and my alternator catches fire. The bearings ran out of grease. I think I removed the grease by putting too much Simple Green in the engine. Yeah, I have a whole video on that. Saros. I get the Saros 10 or Curve X. Ooh, what's the difference? No, it's not the Saros. No. I'd get the Curve X. Can you tell me the difference between the Mobius and Matrix? That's about it. The Mobius and Matrix, yeah, no, the mop pads. I mean, they're different color and how they do it. I think the Matrix did have more of a scrubbing pad, but is it going to scrub? I mean, I don't know. it didn't feel super scrubby, but they're probably not going to put something like a Brillo pad on there because then it's going to ruin your floors. And that's the only thing I know of is the dirt detection sensor. Best deal right now. Mova P10 Pro, $399. Hurry, get it. JustADadApproved.com. I suspect they're going to run out of these. I suspect they are definitely going to sell out of the Mova P10 Pro. I don't know how many they have in stock. I don't know anything behind the scenes, but I suspect they're going to run out of stock. It's just a great price. Mova P10 Pro, JustADadApproved.com. It's my #1 pick. I do use links, so if you go to my website, if you click on a link, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from that sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. I really do appreciate that support. I'm going to improve that website for you. My job is to make things easier for you. You know, you don't always get me at question and answer. You don't always have time to watch the 20, 30-minute video, but you do have time to go to a website. And I'm going to make that website just easy. So, best deal. Oh yeah, best user. That's a great question. Best user-friendly software: Roborock, Dream, Mova. Eufy's not too bad. Shark old, Roomba old. Ecovacs, it's modern, but it's different in a way that makes it hard to use. So once you learned it, you would get better. Narwhal is just even more different. I don't like the Narwhal software. You got to become an expert at it, and I don't agree with that. Yeah, P10 Pro's good with I have hardwood floors in my house. It does a great job. Ha. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I had the Narwhal Frio. Oh, I thought you had the Flow, but the Frio's even better. It fell down the stairs. I've never had a robot fall down stairs, but my Flow couldn't detect black carpet from a stair. So they've got something going on with their stair sensors. At what price would you say it's worth buying Trico? Just spend, they lower, I think, to $40. Just get the name brand one. I've heard from other people in the comments that the off brands are not any good. So $40, you can see it on sale. I did see somebody leave in the comments that if you go to the Mova website, you can get it for $10. I forget what the reason why. Maybe you sign up for something. I'm not sure. Would you recommend and I'm telling these manufacturers, they're missing the boat. Somebody needs to design a robot that just vacuums only and take these stupid mop pads off the really cheap robots because they don't work anyway. So right now the Dream D20 Plus is the best. It has a mop pad, just don't use it. Don't install it. Yeah, so, yeah, there. Thank you for, it was $5. Yeah. Oh, it's sold out. Darn it. Get the Dream tri-cut brush. They're the same. Wife wants it Flow. I know. Ooh, not the, well, their Flow, it has so much hype. It does not work like you see in those videos, on those TikTok and Instagram videos. It has hassle. Well, you'll be messing with it. No, I don't recommend the Flow. This one, it's not as pretty. It just works though. And you don't see a lot of hype around. You don't see all the videos on the Roborock Q-Revo Edge S5A with all these pretty designs and everything. Whoops. Something just went dark. Oh, my live stream's going. It is. Okay. My screen just went dark. Oh, I ran out of juice. Hold on. I got to get power from my external screen. We are having to, my battery pack ran out. I did an Amazon live stream earlier. All right, here we go. I think we're back. We got lots of good questions. I'm going to miss football tonight. That's okay. Yeah, I guess recorded. P10 Pro under 400, absolute fave. I agree. P10 Pro at $300. It's going to sell out. I know it. And then we're all going to be like, why didn't we get it? I bought one. I have two. And you know why? because I used this one for about 6 months, 8 months, but now it's kind of my display model, and I've really been recommending it. And I'm like, I gotta get one and put it at my house. I gotta make doubly sure that this thing is as amazing as I remember it. So I've got it. It's at my house. It's doing a great job. This is my talking one. Yep. Please don't do that. Oh, stay niche. People love your. It's all about direction. I appreciate the feedback. Okay, I appreciate that. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. It just seems like the repeated review after review after review. It's just really hard. And I think I can give more knowledge to general Kleep. I don't know. We'll see. I do appreciate the feedback, though. Max V is old. Get the Curve X. You're going to thank me. The Roborock Max V, the water tanks you can't clean. They just lift up. Old design. You got to been on your hands and knees to clean it. You'll thank me. I still have the S8 Mix V at home. I mean, it does okay, but it shouldn't be very expensive. Yeah, they're not. Just put the clean water in the clean water tank. Curve X is newer, mops better. Thank you. Dog Fan, I need to make you a moderator. Dog Fan 41, I need to make you a moderator. I'll add you as a moderator. How's that? I'll give you standard moderator. Just keep track of things. I did have somebody come in the comments one time and just blew them up with really bad stuff. Can the Mova P10 Pro be controlled 2 different cell phones? Yes, yes. I have 4 iPads. Each iPad has the Mova app, and they can all control it. It works seamlessly. And you can have 2 Movas on the same app. I've got like 12 Movas on the same app. The overhang height. Sorry. Ecovacs T30. I did the T30. It's loud. It's old. It's okay. I didn't do the C. They've got too many T30s now. The new wet. Yeah, the Steam looked really cool. Yeah, I was anticipating having some grout lines in my studio for testing. I haven't got it yet. That's going to be my goal next year, is to get some different flooring in the studio to kind of help people with the really shiny flooring. Yeah, I did have it in the basement. It's loud. You don't realize how loud things are till you hear stuff that's not loud. Would I need to put up a gate at the top of the stairs? No. These aren't going to fall down your stairs. So I say that, and one will, but I have stairs in my house, and they go up to it, but they turn right around. Worth upgrading X30. You know, if you have the X30, it's old. I have the X30 also. If it's working, boy, this is a hard price to pass up. You're not going to notice a noticeable upgrade in cleaning from the X30. So, you're not going to notice it. It's just maybe get it so that when the X30 fails, you got one at $400. Oh, it's just price. I mean, get a spare one at this price. What's the difference between P50? You know, there's quite a bit of difference. I don't have the P50 that isn't the Ultra, and I looked at the specs, and it's really low. I'm staying away from it. I'm not buying it. Curve S5. Yes. The Curve S5A is exactly like the S5A, other than the dock looks like a curve. But it does have the split brush dual roller design. It has the anti-tangle side brush, and the dock looks a lot nicer. So, and this comes out this is much easier to clean than the Mova P10 Pro. So that one's not hard. It's just a few more steps. Okay, what do we got? Do whatever is fun for you people. Yeah, Ford. Mix it up. Yeah, I might see, I want to reach a broader audience with my help. I know I'm kind of niche with the robots, and I'm still going to do that, but knowing what I know about robots, and I've learned so much about cleaning floors. I didn't realize I knew so much about cleaning floors, but um, I want to help people, with just a standard mop. But then I can bring, like, if they're looking at my cleaning video, I can introduce them to robots. Just to shove a robot in somebody's face, they're not going to maybe get it. The world, I think there's a tremendous amount of people that can benefit from robots. And I think we are only seeing a very small percentage of people because everybody in my hometown, when I say what I do, they're like, oh, I had a Roomba 4 years ago and it just bounced off the walls. Nobody knows about these robots yet. I mean, I know we do, but I think we're a very small percentage. And I just want to help introduce people to good robot vacuum cleaners, Most reliable, they're both the same. I can't give a definite answer. Mova V50 and Curvex. Yeah. I would get the V50. It's so cool and quiet. I don't know what it is about it. Dog fan, glad to help. Thanks for all the effort. Awesome. I'm glad to help. No, definitely V50 over the P. I don't like the P50. I know it was highly rated on my wrist, but there's just, these prices have just come down to where this is taking its place. No, I'm switching course. I'm only recommending the Mova P10 Pro. The Dreamy L40 they're the same, other than it can leave its mop pads at the base. And my sister's had a problem with that. She got it fixed. I'm not sure what they did, but I gave them a bunch of recommendations, which leads me to, I'm not going to recommend something to my family, which is going to be I think it's going to be a problem, because guess who they're going to call? Yep. So Mova P10 Pro is the pick now over the Dream L40. The L40 has that mechanism that removes and installs the mop pads, and I think that has some issues. Mine never did, but that L40 AE should be a good one. It's okay. Yeah, best robot mopping hardwood floor on 600. Well, get the Mova P10 Pro. You can save a bunch of money. You don't have to spend $600. Mova P10 Pro, mopping hardwood floors. Which is the better buy? I'd get the Mova V50 over the 10R. Yeah, I do find the removable mop pads, I don't find that to be that big of a deal now, because they've got a feature now where you can tell it to vacuum first before it mops. So then your mop pads are never wet. They are sometimes if they have the cross, but why do these manufacturers create two robots? Yeah, I agree with that. No, stay away from the Max 705. I mean, it's big, it's loud, and you may have a problem with it. I think they're installing these special washers now, but if they don't have it, it could leak. And if your dock doesn't update, it took me 3 units to get a good 705, so it's not a recommend for me. I don't know much about the X11. It seems the Narwhal Flow is the best hopper, but is reliable. I don't like the Narwhal Flow. I have it. I wanted to send it back. Yep, I liked it. Yep. Yeah, the X11 is bagless. I did like to see that. I have the same. Is Curve S5... Okay, it's a great question. Is the Curve S5A significantly better than the P10 Pro? No. It's going to have a better brush roller. So if you just don't want to hassle with long hairs being wrapped on the brush roller, it is better. And it has an anti-tangle side brush. But the P10 Pro has carpet sensor, side brush extend, mop pad extend, hot water, hot air. No. Which one is the best high-end robot? I just not, the mop rollers are all generation 1 for me. I'm not recommending them. If you want the highest end, get the Mova Mobius 60. I mean, I love it. I mean, do we need robots that can change their mop heads? Probably not. But this is very well designed and it works. There's just no like feeling about it. Like is it like when I put the mop rollers, I have a feeling of like, are they working? Are they off a little bit? Is it, you can kind of look at them going, something's off. Very new to the robot game. That's okay. I always assumed they were terrible. They were terrible. The first Roombas were good, but then this generation that used V-Slam, and it's awful. Yay! It's been life-changing. It has. It is life-changing. I don't vacuum our house, and we don't mop our floors. I loved it. Owned the X9 and the Mova V50. I prefer. I know. Yeah, I know. The mop rollers in theory should work better. They do work better, but there's a lot of mechanical stuff behind the scenes that these robots just quite haven't figured out yet. Yep, I agree. Hey, dog fans answering questions. Thank you. I'm about ready to go horse. Mobius or Sarles Tenor? I'd get the Mobius. Yep. How's the Z60? So it just has a design flaw. I've got the Z60 and where it auto empties is a little bitty port. There's the mop roller. It's got a cover that goes over it. It's got a fluffer. I think that cover is pretty cheap. I haven't had a problem with the Z60, but the Aqua 10 does have a problem with the cover going over that, getting stuck. But yeah, this will vacuum, but then it has to go through a curve and come out this little hole, and I had it clogged up, which we should not be dealing with auto empties right now. Thanks, dog fan. You answered it. I love my X11. Okay, good. I might have to get it. Have you ever tried to attach the V? No, I haven't. V50 or 10R. Well, they're both high-end robots. You're not going to, the 10R is a little noise. It's probably one of the noisier robots for being a flagship. It's even noisier than the Edge and stuff. So I don't do suction power. I know Vacuum Wars gets all into how many suction power. I don't. My vacuum tests are pretty generic. It just fits who I am. Kind of a live view of how they clean. We put some stuff on the floor. If I get too technical and too much video editing, it's just going to bog me down. I'm not going to be able to do it. Yeah, I agree with Dog Fan. The V50 is better navigation and thresholds. Yep. Thank you. All right, everybody. I love when the community answers the questions. Thank you. How's the dustbin container and Mobius? It's fine. It's a standard, empties out the back, no direct path. This is the design that just works. Of course, I say that and it's got some stuff, but this design just works. This is a premium robot. It just feels premium. It's got this cool base, and it works. I don't know if we need it or not, but it works. So is it safe to stick the non-mopping robots this year with? Yeah. I hope mop rollers will evolve. I feel bad because they're going to go through some growing pains, I think. These are just so refined right now. And their prices are good. That's the thing. People aren't going to want to spend $2,000, $3,000 on a robot just because it has a mop roller and then it's got more maintenance and it's bigger. And, we can get really good results from a $400 Mova P10 Pro. I can't stress that enough. Clear water? Okay, hold on, I'll get to you. Do you agree, Dog Fan? Yes, I agree with Dog Fan. He's very knowledgeable. Hi from Clearwater, Florida. Love watch. Awesome, Clearwater, Florida. It's getting cold up here. Curvex, Mobius. Yeah, different types of flooring. Yep, Good. Dog fan. Thank you. Yours I like better for quick and easy. It either sucks up stuff or it doesn't. I know. I mean, there's a place for having all the specs. I don't know. I consider hassle factor. I mean, if a robot doesn't vacuum quite as good as another one, I could tell it maybe to go vacuum twice. But if the other one is just a bunch of hassle, then I don't care if it vacuums better than anything, other than the Dyson. I'm okay with messing with that thing a little bit because that's like a actual vacuum robot. That's like an actual. But P50, yeah, $589. I'd get this. Instead of the P50. QRevo Edge. Yeah, it is hard to justify the V50 over the P10 Pro. It is. It doesn't clean twice as good, but if you needed the thresholds, but if you don't need it. Thank you, Just Dad and Dog Fan. Yes, Dog Fan, you've been a big help tonight. The P10 was not the best at mopping compared to the P5. Okay, the P50? The P50 might mop a little better. Again, justadadapproved.com. You can find all the links. And I got the pictures. I should wheel that around. I have the picture of the world famous whiteboard it took me 2 days. And I just share it. I just give the information. Yep, definitely get the P10 Pro. So I figured that the extra $9. Yeah, you could. Curve X over the 10R is not much better at navigation. The 10R does not have LiDAR. It's got something different. Now, in the map, it's going to look like LiDAR, but it does struggle just a little bit because it doesn't have LiDAR. Australia again. The Dream L50 Curve. We don't have the Curve. Well, I'd get out of all three of those, I'd get the Mova V50. I have another channel where I review TVs once in a while. Basically, when I buy a new TV, I review it. Curve X, 100% better at navigation. Yep. Dog fans on it. Been getting extra, this is a great question, and I've got to do more research on this warranty. I'm to the point now where I am recommending the warranty. I just don't know a lot about the warranty. I used to be against all warranties because they will offer you a warranty for a $12 toaster. But these are $2,000, even $800, even $500. I just don't know the process. I hope it's good. Like when it fails, is it easy to use it? If somebody can let me know how that one on Amazon works or Walmart, I just haven't had experience using it. But I am if it's a good experience, which I don't know yet, because if it's a bad experience, if they just come up with a reason not to replace it, then it's wasted money. I just don't know that yet. It's a great question. I need to break a few robots and try the warranty out. It doesn't use mounted LiDAR. I did notice a little difference with the 10R. It seems just a little off. Yeah, I do think but the QRevo S5V doesn't use hot water. It doesn't have a side brush that extends, but it does have the split brush dual roller design. But I find the tri-cut brush works just fine. How likely is it for Narwhal to make a flow with two? I don't care. Next year, I'm doing less hype. I get caught up in the hype. I bought the DJI Romo for $2,000 sitting in the other room and I can't use it because it's not an American model. The Narwhal Flow, I bought it as soon as it came out, paid full price because I saw all the videos. I guess that is my job. But I feel like I get caught up in the hype, and it seems like some wasted time. I don't want to waste my time. I know it is my job to get these and review them. So bear with me. I'll figure it out. Following keeping it. I've been in business for 3 years. Suddenly, some of Alex Homer's videos. I promise you'll find value, direction, and clear head. Thank you. Study some of. I do see his vertical videos. I'll look more into Alex Hormez. I can't say his name. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. I'm actually wanting to spend. I mean, I'm working super long hours, which I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I just want maybe a little bit more time, more of like an everyday job sometimes, because I'll work here, then I go home and I'll edit, and it's just like I got to get a little bit better work-life balance. I love what I do. There's just been this super busy time with all the robots releasing. Hardwood floors, mainly P50. I'd get hardwood floors, P50. For long hair, I would if I thought I had a long hair problem in my house, I would probably get the Q-Revo. I would get the Roborock S5A. Thanks. Yeah, and I also have, so if you see Jim Angula has a custom emoji, I have subscriptions. And so for $2.99, you can get a custom emoji and a little badge by your name. I'm going to be doing more with memberships. As the memberships build, we're going to do more with that specific only membership stuff. Oh, if you want to try, yeah, I got the transformers. I got the wiring, and I got to find time. We're gonna get through Black Friday first. DJI is on hold. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. Thursday night football is getting ready to start. I love to sit down and just brain dump and just watch some football. It's been a busy day, lots of videos. I do appreciate everybody's support. This is an exciting time. The Mova P10 Pro, it's just a great robot. So, thanks everybody. I do appreciate everybody's support. We will do more of these live streams in the future.